What's going on? So, I've made a bunch of different videos that I just decided not to post because I just kept getting better and better ideas over the course of time, and I just kept deleting them. So I wanted to do like a mirror match video, but that seemed repetitive. And I did want to talk about the idea that if you don't know, I have been not playing PvP all season. And so when you start in League 4. So you start right here. And you, the one main reason why people play PvP, is to get the legendary that's in the very next thing. I waited until, I had 5 days left. I have 2 days left now. I waited until I had 5 days left, and then I started just going crazy on PvP. I went something like 15 games without even losing, and then I made a video saying that I was about to go into League 7, and I'll explain that really quickly. And I was about to go into League 7, and I lost that game. And it was my first loss, and then I changed decks, and then I just kept winning even more, and I'm pretty high up now. So if you didn't catch my video, it's a video that's called, I changed, it's the one with the thumbnail that says important. I just broke tournament. That's why I was doing it. Staying in this league, I would highly recommend it if you are a high level player. There is no real reason to play PvP, and the only reason, is to get this legendary chest. If you can get all the way to 7, to League 7, that is the first time that you are guaranteed the legendary, because League 6, you are not guaranteed a legendary. It's very high, the amount of dust that you get, but if you can save the dust and just get the legendary, when the season resets, just get the legendary. So League 7 is your next big hurdle, and then League 8 is your next big hurdle, which is right here, or in League 7, I'm sorry, for this legendary. And then the next hurdle is like level 10, where you get to do the, League 7, where League 10? It's 10, right? Why did that say 7? This is 8, this is 9, and this is 10, right? For some reason this says League 7, and I don't understand what that means, because this is definitely League 10. Anyway, to get this legendary card, where you have a choice between two. Just so you know, with my deck, I've never made it that far. I've made it to low League 10, like somewhere in this like 67-60 area. Maybe even like the 66-80, and then I would just lose so many games that I couldn't fight my way to the 69-20. I couldn't get enough consecutive wins in order to get that high. And so that's the only thing that I would recommend. And I would recommend that you play PvP at the end of the season in the last maybe 5 or 6 days, and just go really hard on PvP. When I lost, I was playing Blooming Dash, and just for my own amusement, I decided to go Floral Frenzy. Floral Frenzy, Elegant Parry, and I'm using Triple Lunge because the extra 5% when you have Night Statue is negligible, and just being able to randomly attack more things is probably better. For the longest time, I was building up this deck. One of my legendaries that I got was a Night Statue, so now I have one of 3. I already have like the 3 that I need for Scrapper, so once I get 7 more crystals and 6 more or 4 more crystals and 6 more crystals, and I am at a very bad bad legendary crystal shortage. I think I have 2 crystals. I have 2 crystals right now, and I don't really want to sacrifice any of these things. But I was working really, really hard on just this deck, which is why I have such high levels, which is why I have a 13 Night Statue, a level 12. I think a level 15 Scrapper is really good. The 40% chance of doing double hits at level 15 is insanity. It's a non-weighted coin toss, like a bad coin toss. It's not 50%, it's a little bit less than 50%, right? but it's crazy, like, to get double upgrades. And then obviously Night Statue gets just much better at higher levels. I mean, maybe that's not much better, but I mean, like, it scales with, like, everything, right? And so I was building up this deck for a long time. And I'm playing it without Portal Keeper, because if you don't play against the Frost Witch Shaman deck, I think that this is the better version of the deck, because the Harley Quinn and the Dryad will help you early game in order to get higher levels early game, and then obviously the Scrapper will set you up for later game. And this is the video that I was gonna make, and it was gonna be a video titled, I might even still title it this, but it was gonna be a video titled, "Take a shot every time a new Dryad appears," and it's because I played this battle. Was it this battle? I know I was playing against Cultist and I won, and I don't even feel like I should have won because I had way too many Dryads. He has a level 3 gadget, which is obviously much lower than me. But his equipment is reasonable. I mean, he's running the Hunter's Jacket, right? He has the sword. He's using Amulet of Growth, which I don't know why. But he does have the Max Cultist. He's using Harbinger as opposed to he's using Evil instead of Abyss. Abyss is the better one. Sacrifice is fine. That's what you have to run. Unity, and then Flames. And he's running Sword. For all accounts and purposes, like, I should have lost this game, I feel. He has less crit, but I just know that Cultist is really good. And I get very unlucky in this game. So again, take a shot every time you see a new Dryad, because this is insane. I wanted to showcase why I think this version of the deck is good. The Portal Keeper version. When you run Portal Keeper and you just run Scrapper, and even if you're running Dryad, it slows down it speeds up your deck in the sense that you don't have to, like, luck into things, right? But then it just becomes a dead card. I think running Harlequin and Dryad allows you to, if you have a spot where you want a Night Statue, like, right, obviously I'm doing the double T setup. If I get a Harlequin in the other spot, I can, so like right here, I can now copy it, and then now I have the 2 Night Statues. I think that makes that part easier. But being able to Harlequin Dryads makes this much quicker as well. So what I'm basically trying to do is I'm just trying to luck into spots. I'm just trying to luck into a Blade Dancer in all the correct spots, and then just super upgrading it with all the other Dryads. You'll see through this game, I cannot draw a Blade Dancer to save my life. But it doesn't even matter, because this guy is either, one, terrible, or I don't know. Like, maybe he just gets really unlucky. But this is the most unlucky I've ever been with this deck. I'm just trying to save mana here for I don't know, for some reason. And then I'm just gonna, like, super summon in. Having this amount of Dryads as well allows you to not have to manually make a 1, 2, 3 Scrapper. You can just Scrapper everything. I'm gaining Blade Dancers, but they're not falling in correct spots, because I'm obviously trying to make them into the T spots, and for the life of me, I cannot make that happen. What you're supposed to do is just summon in enough things to where the only spots are the spots that you want, like right here, so that every time you summon in, you can just eat it if it's not the card. And then if it is, you can super upgrade it. And that's how this works. But for the life of me, I cannot draw like a correct spot Blade Dancer anywhere. I think I get 3 incorrect spots the entire game. And again, I win, but my god, this was difficult. And it was really, really funny how many dryads this game just kept giving me. That I had to keep merging in dryads just to keep summoning in. And because I'm running the growth dryad, I'm gaining just so many dryads. See, I finally have one in a spot, and I'm not using it because I want to have the only open spots to summon in be the Blade Dancer spots. It just makes it easier. So I'm purposely not summoning in here. Or I'm purposely not using the dryads that I could be using. Because I'm hoping that a Blade Dancer would have fallen right there, but I get another dryad. So I have 2 other spots here, and I'm trying... Yeah, so there's one. So now I can super upgrade the one. And now I have to move out these scrappers. But I also have the other 2 open spots as well. And I'm pretty sure these are the Blade Dancers that I get for the rest of this game. I don't think I draw a single Blade Dancer in a good spot for the rest of this game. Obviously, if I don't get a Blade Dancer in this bottom square, the level 5 Blade Dancer can't get... I will get parried. The effect won't happen, and so any negative effect that the level 5 has will stay on it if I can't connect the Blade Dancers. I get another Dryad. I get a Harlequin, which I'm definitely going to trade into a Dryad. I get a Knight Statue. I get a Blade Dancer on a bad spot. I should technically be using both of these level 2s to maybe merge, or to give it to the level 3 Knight Statue. I think that's what I do here. Because then that would free up spots. Because again, you want the only spots available to be Blade Dancer spots so that you can constantly just summon in. And then hopefully summon in a Blade Dancer. But I keep getting Fairy of Growths, so I have to keep... Yeah, this is when I was like, what is happening? I cannot get one. Just give me a Blade Dancer in this spot. And so now I have to like randomly just merge up all of these dryads and then just throw it onto something. Blade Dancer, but it's not in the spot. Get a Harlequin, which I'm definitely going to make into a dryad. Nothing. 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 Just another Dryad. Dryad again. Dryad again. Knight Statue. Knight Statue. Knight Statue. Dryad. like what is happening? What is happening in this game? I merge into it, and then I get a Dryad. I'm running this on 3 Blade Dancers. I merged into 2 level 3s, and I was able to get a 4. I'm not even like scrappering my way to like these numbers. I'm like dryading my way to these numbers. I have like what, 2 level 5 Blade Dancers, a level 6 Blade Dancer, Harlequin, which I'm gonna trade in Dryad. Copy the Dryad, merge the Dryad, summon in. Night Statue, Harlequin. I was like, oh, I won. I'm just like playing my own game over here, and yeah, that was that game. So I want to show you how this deck is supposed to work, because I was gonna post that as just its own separate video, but I want to show you how this deck is supposed to work. And I played this deck. It's against a Inquisitor, Max Inquisitor. He's running Trickster for some reason. Equipment is not great. I'm at a pretty high level, and I'm surprised I'm still getting decks like this. But it is it's not even a Max Inquisitor. And he's running Darkness. He does have the Awakened Sword. With the Awakened Sword, you can't run Night Statue, so he's running Banner, and he's running Trapper. And then he's running Fairy of Rage, which makes sense. And I do like that he's running he's running Growth. I think that's cute. When all you need is like the one Inquisitor on a Growth tile. Wait a second. This is a co-op that I played. Just kidding. I knew that there was another, there was a better game than this. Was it this one? It was this one. It was like almost the same exact deck. Was it before that? Oh, it was before that. It's a good thing I'm like reading this. Okay, it's this one. Okay. Sorry about that. Yeah, so I knew that it was I was pretty sure it was a Max Inquisitor. This is the deck. Okay. He has a 16 gadget. There we go. He has all of this amazing equipment. He has a Pocket Curse, which will come into play. But his other two, this is a Dark. The effect will only happen on Dark, and this effect, he'll get Battle Throw every so often. But he has a level 16 gadget. He has a Max Inquisitor, Night Statue, Scrapper, and then he's running Growth. And yeah, he's running it on, he's running Amulet Growth, which I think is cute because you only, oh no, he's running Light. No, I don't know why you run Growth. Growth seems weird. Obviously here I'm getting the T setup because I can utilize 2 squares over here, and then where the Scrapper is on the left, I can use the other square whenever I get that. But again, I love running Harlequin because if I get the Night Statue on the center square, I can just Harlequin it. And I think that that's a really good ability that you can do running Harlequin with this, with a non Portal Keeper. You can just do that. I think that makes the deck really more consistent than I feel like maybe you would think it would be. I get really lucky with these summon-ins. This deck isn't as random as you might think it would be, unless you get really bad Dryad everything luck. I have all these scrappers that I can now just merge and then eat. I ate the level 2 off the square so that I could summon in, obviously, onto the square. That's the moment that I realized he had Pocket Curse, and I was like, oh no! From this moment on, I start trying to Dryad everything that's a level 1, just so that I won't get cursed. because that's really bad for me. Now I have to, I'm not going to draw a level 4 Harlequin, so now I have to summon in a Night Statue right there. It's not a top priority, but now it's a thing. Now it's become a thing. Getting all 4 Blade Dancers, with 2 of them being on tiles, and having a level 4 a level 4 Night Statue in the center, is really good for us. I merged the 2 level 2s, and I lucked out on a level 3 Harlequin, because now, yeah. So what happened was, I was going to merge the 2 level 2s, to get 2 level 3s, but now I have this very awkward level 4 Harlequin. But you'll see in a second, it actually works out as well. And that's the beauty of the flexibility of this deck. All I need right here is a Dryad. But I do get the Night Statue, the awkward Night Statue in the corner, but then I get the Harlequin that I can then copy. Here I get the double 3s. I can copy, give that to that. And now, if I can make something a level 3, I can make it a level 4, I can give it the level 4, and then get it a level 5. And here, I get the double into the double. Am I not going to do it? I can do the 2 2s. I actually luck out into the level 3. I get the 3, and then I make it a 5. And then it's on the square. This is how this deck is supposed to work when you get Blade Dancers in correct spots. This is how quickly this deck has the ability to ramp up. The Scrapper only version with a when you're running basically this deck but without Harlequin and without Dryad, and you run instead Scrapper or you run Portal Keeper and a utility card like a Trapper or a Awakened Sword. It's much slower because you're trying to Scrapper everything, and so you're only getting an upgrade every time you summon in like 5 times. If you notice here, I can summon in and I can just Dryad something really high, and then the Scrapper hit will make it even higher than that. Running Dryad in this deck, just in general, is it makes your game very different. But then being able to like have the flexibility of Harlequin and Dryad makes it much quicker. If you're gonna do this setup anyway, because now every single thing that you summon in is useful. Every single merge that you do is useful. When I merge 2 level 1 Scrappers like that, and I get the Harlequin, which I can then double use. If I draw Harlequins and then draw a Dryad at some point, if I draw this level 2 Harlequin, I have to now eat one. But if I get a Dryad, look at how much upgrade this is. Especially if you have growth. The growth Dryad. Like, look at this. Look at these numbers. I have been sleeping on original Blade Dancer. I've been like so obsessed with Blooming Dash Blade Dancer. When I had my first loss after winning like 15 games in a row, it was to this, basically. Because the amount of damage that this has the ability to output late game is just insane. And I've like upgraded I've upgraded this deck over the course of my playing. That this deck, or my version of this deck, is really good. Again, this man is a level 16 gadget, and like pretty solid equipment. He has a wacky amount of Night Statues that aren't important. But other than that, the amount of levels that I can get with this deck is insane. The ability to merge 2 scrappers and get like a dryad is crazy. Like right there. You're just upgrading everything to level 3s and level 4s, and you're doing it so quick. So that when your scrappers finally hit, they're making 4s level 5s, and they're making 5s level 6s. It's when it works, this deck really works. It's just an infinite machine at a certain point. And basically, once you get a 1, 2, 3 scrapper, you can just go for so long. Right here, I think about like Harlequinning the Dryad, but it's not going to do me anything. Now, if I get the other one, I can potentially make it a level 3. If I get another Dryad. This is just me being greedy. I don't have to do any of this. But if I get the level 3, I can give it to that one and make it a level 4. Technically, 3 is pretty high as well, so I might have even left it on the field. Assuming that if I needed to get rid of it, I could get rid of it because I have the level 3 scrapper. But if the level 3 gets scrappered and it becomes a level 4, I can upgrade something. And so that just gives me another opportunity to have the scrapper hit something, and then I can make something else useful. I didn't even upgrade my Blade Dancer. I was like, oh wow, double bosses. I should probably start doing that. There's my last Blade Dancer. At this point, I can now just eat Dryads. They don't necessarily matter. I think eating the level 3 is much more important. Because if I get a single Dryad, I can make the level 1 a level 3. Oh, okay. I guess that's a choice. Eat the Dryad instead. Get a level 4. Seems good as well. Make it a level 5. Now I've like summoned in. Now I can make it a level 2. Make it a level 3. And then if I get another Dryad or a Harlequin, I can make the level 3 a level 4. And then I can keep going. Technically, with the Fairy of Growth, even if I get a Fairy of Growth here, I would upgrade the Dryad, or upgrade the Harlequin, get the free extra, and then eat both of the things. And then you get an extra scrapper hit, as if you were using like a summoner. It just becomes a free scrapper. So even getting like level 1 Dryads late game works as well. This deck just outputs so much damage, like so quickly. I still don't like Elegant Parry, but it just outputs so much damage that it almost doesn't even matter. I have a level 5 and a level 6, both Dark Priested, and I'm still just eating through everything. Because everything else is outputting just so much damage that it doesn't matter. And this is basically how I lost. I was trying to sharpshooter down. I was running Blooming Dash. I was playing against essentially this deck. And I was trying to sharpshooter down like most of his units, and it just didn't matter. He just outputs so much damage in such a short amount of time that even when you sharpshooter in between boss phases, they would, as soon as they got out of stun, they would just like melt bosses. Neither of us have the ability to affect the other person, so we are actually just playing the damage race. And because he had Trapper, I thought that that would give him an edge. He also has obviously the 16 gadget, so he's getting the gold tiles as well, which gives him the double bonuses. But yeah, apparently it doesn't matter. That's how this deck works. It doesn't work against everything, but like when it works, if your opponent is not gonna try to affect your board, it really works.